Got some good old-fashioned movie news.
Yeah.
News in the movie industry here.
It's good news, right? It's good news, right?
Of course it is. Yeah, have you been following the whole WB thing at all?
So was it Netflix that wanted to buy it and then they finally backed down?
It's been back and forth because I think the initial offer was Paramount and then WB backed out of that, and then they were like semi locked in. I don't know the exact terms, but they were locked in enough with Netflix that because they broke contract, they now have to pay Netflix like a fee, like a penalty fee or whatever you want to call it for breaking contract. So they were like, at least that locked in with Netflix. But then still negotiating with Paramount. So I don't know how
here's an idea
work exactly.
I don't know if there's enough legality to if you break this contract, there's a fee. So it's okay, there can be consequences and punishments. How about we just make it so you can't do what you're doing? How about that?
Yeah.
How about it's illegal to do what you're trying to do? So there's just one mega corporation that owns all of media.
Yeah.
How about what if that was illegal? I'm trying to imagine a better world that we could live in where maybe that's illegal because maybe it should be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because what's that dickhead's name? Ellison?
Yeah.
The guy who runs Paramount?
Yeah, I can't remember. I was trying to think of his first name, but yeah, it's Ellison.
Keith? Is it Keith Ellison?
David? I don't know.
David Ellison? I don't know.
David
something. Because I think what's her face? Barry Weiss is the head of production at CBS, and I think Paramount owns CPS, and now it's just gonna be Paramount owning all of that, and now it's going to basically be media for the state.
Exactly.
It's gonna be just
that's the worry. Yeah, there was some, it's neither outcome would be great. What would have been cool is if WB would have just stuck with it. It didn't sell, but the main issue with selling to Netflix would be Netflix becoming a monopoly, at least a streaming monopoly if they owned WB as well. But yeah, with Paramount, I feel there's much worse real world consequences. Where there was the government was in a way they were pushing for the Paramount sale because they know that they can use it to control the news. At least some news channels.
Yeah, it's nothing negative about the current administration. The way the current administration is acting, boy, they sure do seem like they're going to be in power longer than just the 4-year term, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like they're thinking very, very long term about this stuff. Oh, here's a new thing that I learned. Larry Ellison, his son is David Ellison, who owns Paramount. Larry Ellison, according to Wikipedia, is a centibillionaire. This is a new term for me. It's when you're a billionaire, but it's at least 100 billion. Yeah. Cool.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, he was an early investor in Theranos. That turned out really, really well.
Wow.
Yeah.
He seems like one of those types. I saw a picture of him earlier. Whenever, I don't know, I watched there's a YouTuber that I watch who he does a lot of movie news stuff. That's kind of how I was kind of following the story was via him, and he had a picture of him on that. I was like, yeah, he looks like a fucking ghoul. The Larry Ellison. I mean, he's got to be pretty old, but he still looks like a ghoul. And that's I watched the I forget what it's called, but I watched the documentary on Elizabeth Holmes and like the Theranos
Yeah.
thing, and like there's so much footage of her just schmoozing with like ancient old white guys.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, he definitely fits the bill for falling in with that.
Oh, they look smooth. There's a picture of him and his son, and they both clearly have had like a shit ton of work done. Where it's, dude, have you seen, speaking of having a ton of work done, did you see that interview with Jim Carrey?
Oh, that's not what I thought you were gonna say.
Dude, look up like Jim Carrey, like 2026.
Oh no. No, I thought you were gonna say well, I got another one for you to look up if you haven't seen it, is Kelly Osbourne and her mom, but Kelly especially.
Yeah.
Holy
yeah,
shit.
I saw that. I saw that. What is going on? I don't understand.
Yeah,
but yeah.
like, plastic surgery's always been a thing in Hollywood, but like, yeah, yikes.
Yeah,
oh,
Jim
yeah,
Carrey. Jim Carrey looks like he's wearing the mask. He looks like he looks like the mask right now.
Oh, that's too bad. He's not gonna be able to do his rubber face stuff anymore because it's gonna be all too tight.
Do you think hold on? Do you know that? Do you know that adage though? That was like, if you make a funny face, your mom was like, if you keep making that face, it's gonna stay that way. Do you think that's what happened to him?
Maybe.
Do you think he was like practicing, and he's like, no, it was real. I knew it. I didn't think it would happen. That's like a Twilight Zone episode where like the moral of the story is like, don't make a funny face. I guess that's like season 5 Twilight Zone where they're like, God, what else do we got? What else do we got? It we can't just have funny face getting stuck stories. Yeah, Kelly Osbourne also is like,
yeah, she looks fucked. She looks like absolutely fucked. Simon Cowell too does not look good. He's
oh yeah,
I think of. There's some just rancid pictures of him nowadays. He just looks
Simon Cowell
fucking weird.
He looks like when you boot up Super Mario 64 and you can grab all of Mario's features and squish them around. That's kind of yeah. Like you can like grab all the features and hold them and then let them go and they like retract, and if you like pause it at a certain time they'll stay like retracted and expanded. Simon Cowell looks like when they just age with dignity. I don't know what to tell you. Like Jim Carrey, you're like an old guy. You're in your 60s now. Just like, you don't have to do this.
And then on the flip side, Kelly Osbourne's what, like 40? I don't know, maybe. People. I mean, it's not like people even younger than her are getting that fucking vocal fat that that
she's
the
41.
surgery that like, everybody's getting. 41. Okay.
Oh, that's what they were talking about with what's her face, Erin Moriarty from the boys. Sorry,
that's funny. No, that's what I was gonna mention next. Is like, because she's younger. She's around my age, I think. But she started getting that like season 2 of The Boys. So it's, she looks not good. She's actually
really
younger
unfortunate.
Than me. Okay, yikes.
And I mean, I feel like
25.
Even with all the press tour stuff for Wicked, Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, they also just look skeletal. It's like it's like a thing that no one talks about, and if you mention it at all, suddenly you're like body shaming, or you're like I don't know. It's like at a certain point, I feel like you have to say something before these people kill themselves with some like pseudoscientific like rhinoceros horn or like some sort of gobbledygook surgery that's like you can lose like 0.2% more body fat if you inject this into you, and they're like, well, I gotta do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, like
Yeah, this is scary.
both her and her mom, like everyone has the Giga Chad jaw now. Everyone has that.
Yeah.
Everyone's like mewing.
Yeah, that's
like
it, yeah.
like John Mulaney did that shit too. Like there was like that there was like, you know, John Mulaney got in trouble for like cheating on his wife, and then he went to rehab, and I feel like no one heard about John Mulaney for like a year. Or saw him at least. Like people were speculating about him, people were like talking about him, but like he was not in the public spotlight. And then the woman that he cheated on his wife with, who I think he's married to now, had a kid, and there's like a picture of John Mulaney holding the baby, and people immediately noticed that John Mulaney has like that rectangular, like chiseled jaw. And it's like, what did you do?
I have noticed that, yeah. His face is like, yeah, more, yeah. Filled out.
Kumail Nanjiani's like weirdly yoked, and it looks unnatural.
Is that just, I don't know if he got surgery. I think he just got shredded, I think.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
I think
I don't know. Man.
That's how he looks to me. I think he just got ripped. But maybe.
Okay. Yeah, because he wasn't like super ripped on Silicon Valley, but he was definitely, I feel like he was like on his way.
I feel like he was like, maybe. I feel like he's kind of just like me. We're just kind of like, just normal.
Yeah.
Kind of how he was. Just normal. I was I was the other day looking up Tattoo, as I do on a normal weekend, like the band like Tattoo. You know what I'm talking about?
All the things she said, running through. Yeah.
Yeah. And
listening to Red Scare over there.
And if I like look at a picture of him now, and I mean, it's possible they probably both had a little work done at least, but one of them, the redhead, might not. And just like there's a great difference between the two of them in terms of like the one looks fine, you know, the redhead, she looks like, maybe, like I said, it looks like she might have had like a little bit of work, but like the other one is
looks like Laura Loomer.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. The other one kind of looks like Reba McEntire, you know, so.
Oh my God.
Not bad. In their 40s, maybe 50. No, I think they were pretty young when they were, yeah, they're 41 years old too. I couldn't believe I was like, how old is that song? But they must have been really young.
If you go to their Wikipedia page, their most updated picture is like them on stage. And yeah, it looks entirely artificial, her face.
Yeah.
Like, and then if you like scroll down, there's a picture of them at like the 2003 MTV Movie Awards, and it looks like a completely different person. It does not like, and I totally understand that like Hollywood standards, societal standards, like treat women more unfairly than men. I totally understand that it's like at a certain point in time, you know, I don't know. I haven't seen the substance yet, but I think that's like kind of maybe one of the undercurrent like themes in that, where it's like once you hit a certain age, you're just like sort of discarded for like the younger model. And so a lot of these like actresses undergo these like surgeries to remain youthful and relevant. And I understand like there's a broader industry that causes that, and it's women are you know, sort of unfairly maligned more than like men. But also, God, I feel like you're gonna die doing all of this shit. And I don't know, you know, two white guys from the Midwest, you know, finally weigh in. Yeah, but I'm like, just you don't have to do this.
Yeah, I say just stop. Just don't do it. Just like
you're the Michael Jordan. You're like, stop.
Pressure and, yeah,
get some help.
Yeah, I love that audio clip. Yeah, I don't that's a good point you raise. And like the whole thing about body shaming, but no, I say that was a good point that you raised, but the thing about body shaming, I don't, and I know you weren't necessarily making this point, but I don't really agree with that because it's like, well, it's not like you're fat or something. It's like you went and you paid and you got this surgery. So yeah, I'm gonna make fun of your weird plastic face.
It's not that you're fat; it's that you're cheating. You're cheating.
Yeah, they're cheating.
I
But
mean, also
they roll like a 2. You know, they don't get the Jocelyn Wildenstein, but they get pretty goddamn close. So they roll like a 2 on their check, and then what? We're just supposed to act like they don't look fucking weird as hell. Like you fucked up. You made a bad decision, and now you look fucked for the rest of your life, and it's your fault. And I guess it's whatever.
Yeah, it's like you know, and you know, GLP-1s are now commercially available. Like every other commercial on like whenever we watch Jeopardy or like anything on Hulu, it's like, get this new weight loss drug. Do you want to get?
Like,
and it's like, if those are the ones that are available for us, there's got to be some like even crazier shit that's paid that we're priced out of. It's like, if that's finally available for us, you know, there's like some other shit that celebrities are getting that like we'll never even know about.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. I mean, I guess if you know, it's like if there was like a drug that came out that was like, you'll regrow your hair back, I wouldn't like not take it out of principle. I wouldn't be like, no, but that's cheating. So it's like, you know, I can't really fault someone for, you know, it's like, hey, here's a drug that's relatively safe that you can just take and it'll like shed weight. I'm like, I can't really judge a person for like doing that, I guess.
Sure. Yeah.
But when your goal is to look skeletal in that way and it becomes unhealthy, then like, yeah, I think that's bad. And I don't know, I think maybe people should talk about it or like, I mean, thoughtfully. I don't know. It's very murky.
Yeah, and it is. But when it comes to the like the whole that look that everybody's doing, the cheekbones, that
beautiful
like,
Squidward,
the big lips, and beautiful Squidward look. Yeah, like sure, like you said, it could be like a societal pressure or whatever, but like how, I don't know. I am clearly somebody that's not influenced by like fashion or anything like that. So maybe there's just a disconnect with me. But I don't get how like it's your body. It's like you like, how do people not think like this is me? And then you see other people, like there's evidence at this point of like there's plenty of people who get that. How do you not look at that and be like, they don't look good? They look bad.
Yeah. How do you look at that and be like, you know, well, maybe if I do it, it'll be different. Maybe.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe.
I mean, I think maybe for some people, like body dysmorphia is a hell of a drug, and it just you look at the mirror long enough, and then you're like, "That
is true."
No, this is good. Yeah, I mean, I'm wearing a shirt with this is like salsa stains from Chipotle from like 2 weeks ago, so like, I don't have a lot of room to talk.
Yeah. Actually, this one's not bad. I was gonna say I probably have a hole in this shirt somewhere.
Yeah, this is my like Sunday. Yeah, this is my like Sunday. I'm not going out anywhere shirt.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, well, I'm like a schlubby guy. I'm not really one who's like, I have to be like mewing constantly for my Giga Chad jawline.
Yeah.
The one guy that I think has done it well and has done it right is the dude that was like the clavicular. Sorry, I'm having a cortisol spike right now. The dude that was like the bully from Boy Meets World. And he was like the big fat guy. Ethan Suplee. He was like the big fat guy in like American History X.
Yeah.
That dude like got shredded, and I think he did it all on his own. I don't think he was like using drugs or like steroids. I think he just got yoked. And then obviously he had like some cosmetic surgeries because I think he had a shitload of like loose skin at the end of it, which I think it happens when you're like that large. Yeah. But that dude has like a pretty, realistic and practical, he's not like, getting surgeries to like make his jawline even more defined.
Cut. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he was like a complete transformation. That's crazy.
Did you see Babylon?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's in that, right?
He was one of like Tobey Maguire's like henchman guys at the end of that movie.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
we were talking about the Ellisons.
That is weird. Holy shit. That's right. Holy shit.
In their case, forget everything that I said. You can body shame those guys. I don't give a shit.
Oh, for sure. For fucking sure.
You know that they're like drinking like everyone says like, oh, Hillary Clinton, she's like drinking the blood of babies and adrenochrome. Those two guys probably are. I don't think you get to be a centibillionaire without like having at least a Capri Sun full of like stem cells.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, with people that rich, not only should you like body shame or just like whatever shame, you should like find elements about them that are actually normal. Like, maybe they're like 6'1" or something. But just tell them that that's short. Just make them feel insecure about very normal things with them. So you give them dysmorphia for things that they don't have it about.
I need you to psychically give them body dysmorphia. Give it to them with your thoughts.
It's the least you can do.
Yeah. It's like voting doesn't really do anything. These oligarchs and billionaires are going to do whatever they want, but maybe if we all think about it really hard, we can give them like Havana syndrome body dysmorphia where we just think about it.
Yeah. Yeah. The next best thing you could do is, waste 14 million of their dollars. And speaking of doing that, welcome back to another episode of ThereWillBeDuds, ladies and gents. This is episode 205. Yeah. And I'm your co-host, TJ, and with me as always,
I'm Nick.
And as always, we watched another movie. We are staying strong through this dud month, through this March badness. And this week is Nick's pick yet again. And he chose a movie from 2001, directed by Tom Green. Freddy Got Fingered. Follows a cartoonist who's trying to make it in LA, sell his drawings, sell his ideas, but he's turned away and has to come hat in hand back home to his disappointed father, who just wants him to get a job, but he's not about, I guess we'll say, he's not about the day-to-day humdrum life, so he's very rebellious in that aspect. That's kind of it. It's about him in a way, like just trying to stay pursuing his dream while his dad kind of dogs on him for not getting a job. It's pretty one note. It's pretty straightforward. And you'll notice I didn't mention anything about Freddy or him getting fingered. It's because it barely is relevant to the movie at all.
I forgot that really like Tom. I forgot that Tom Green's character's name is Gore, and I'm like, why is it called Freddy Got Fingered? I know.
Because I've seen this like Freddy, once. Yeah. Oh yeah, why'd you pick it? Why'd you bring it in?
I picked it mostly because one, I think this is like one of those notoriously bad movies. Like I think last episode I said I was like scrolling through like the list of films considered worst. Mm-hmm. And this one was definitely on there. I mean, if you read the reviews of it at the time, it was like overwhelmingly universally despised and hated. Roger Ebert gave it like apparently a rare 0 stars. Like I think even Roger Ebert was like, there's nothing redeemable about this whatsoever. Tom Green showed up to the Razzie Awards.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just gonna say Roger Ebert said that he said it's not even the bottom of the barrel. It shouldn't even be mentioned in the same sentence as barrels or something like that.
Yeah, there was another review that said like a colonoscopy is more entertaining than this. Like it was very much hated. But I was a little bit cautious about bringing it in because it is one of those movies that I think has sort of gained a cult following. And some people are like, oh no, this was just misunderstood when it came out, and it's actually, you know, this is your 10-hour long video essay analysis, how this is actually, you know, a piece of surrealist Dadaism, etc., etc. Like, this is actually a work of genius. I don't know about that. But, yeah, that's why I picked it, because I don't know. It's one of like, I feel like one of the Mount Rushmores of like bad movies, or at least, you know, considered bad. Like it's notorious in that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tom Green at the time, I think he had a show, but he was sort of a notorious prankster. He was in a lot of, I feel like he was in a lot of those like late 90s, early 2000s, like sort of dumb stoner bro comedy type movies. Yeah. Was he in Road Trip?
Yes.
Yeah, he was in like, he's kind of in that milieu of like comedy movie from that time.
Yeah, yeah, I like went on, I don't do it with like every movie we do, but I was just curious about, just kind of like the standing of this movie at the time, and I guess more contemporarily. So I went to like the IMDb and the Wikipedia for this, and I was surprised that apparently like his show was hated too, and like I did watch, not a ton, just because it was like on MTV and I was very young, so just like bits, you know, here and there I would catch the Tom Green show, and I liked it, you know, I thought it was funny, and this movie is very much like it's like the same comedy, you know, it's very weird and out there, but I was surprised to hear that that song, that the show was also like hated too. I thought, I mean, at least critically, because it did last a few seasons, so it's not like people weren't watching it at the very least. But yeah, I remember liking the show. I thought it was, you know, silly and stupid, and this is just kind of more of that. And like right away watching this, I'm like, yeah, this is Tom Green's humor, and I get that like I wouldn't or I would understand, I could understand anybody watching this and being like, that is like the most annoying movie I've ever seen, or like he's like the most annoying character. Especially, I think the movie's top loaded with a lot of like just him screaming. Whereas like that continues later on, but I feel like it's really heavy in the beginning. But it still made me laugh. Like the part where he's driving down to California and he sees like the horse being like prepped for breeding or milking or whatever, and he just he just screams and then runs over there and starts like jerking it off.
Yeah, he like slams on the brakes and his car does like a spin and stops, and he I'm a farmer, daddy.
Yeah. Very, very stupid.
I forgot, like you said, front loaded, but I forgot how very quickly like all of the things that I remember from seeing this movie like 20 years ago now, like all came rushing back. But I was surprised at how quickly it all sort of happens, like right in succession. Like all the most iconic bits happen like within the first 30 minutes or so, like the horse thing, the you must become the animal type thing.
Yeah.
When he goes into the hospital, and I was like, the pregnant woman, I was like, oh god. I had memory hold the pregnancy bit of this movie, and I was like, Chloe sat down to, like, she was like eating lunch, and she didn't want to watch the whole movie, but she kind of sat down and was like, oh, okay, I'll see what this is about. And like that was the scene that she sat down to eat for. And he's just like got the umbilical cord, and he just like,
yeah,
pretty rough. But yeah, it goes right off. Like it starts right off.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently the pregnancy scene and maybe the horse scene or the elephant scene is like what a lot of people took, like were disgusted at in particular. And I was like, I guess so. Like, but the baby lives, it's not like he's like making this comedy and then he's like, yeah, and then the baby died. So, I honestly felt like that was him. That was one of the few concessions that he made in the movie, was like, okay, I'm going to do all this disgusting shit and chew through an umbilical cord, but the scene's going to have it's the one scene. It's one of the very few scenes that just ends with like on a happy note. She gets the baby.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
Cradling it. And I don't think that there's like a punchline. She gets the baby and it's a happy ending. And
yeah,
maybe he's
her
like,
attitude towards him completely flips, where she's like, oh, you delivered my baby, thank you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, he's like yanking on the umbilical cord while it's still inside of her. Like, oh, that's almost like the worst part, is just like imagining that, just like
what that would feel like. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, no, that's awful.
I think what I found grosser than like the pregnancy scene itself was later when he's at Betty's house and she's like undoing his pants and he has the umbilical cord duct taped to his stomach.
Watching the Tom Green show, and like that also being, pretty much like, I guess, despised in its time.
More safe for TV, obviously, but
yeah. It's really interesting that this movie and like that show like did not do well, or like people didn't really care for it that much, when now I would say maybe the closest analog that we have to Tom Green is like a Tim Robinson.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
And Tim Robinson stuff people love.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, there are still people that, like, I've met people that do not like stuff like I Think You Should Leave. They do not jive with like his style of like awkward humor, or like, his characters that just like yell a lot, or like just,
Kalia's kind of like, she'll watch it.
It can be a bit much at times, it's like,
like we'll watch a skit and sometimes she'll just be like, she's just like, that just wasn't funny. Or we'll watch one and she'll be like, that one was just sad. Like, yeah, some of them are. She likes the drive-through one though. So that's her favorite skit.
Yeah, drive-through one's great. I think I just saw one of them on like TikTok or something, but it was the one where like he wants to show his coworkers a YouTube video, but he like doesn't have one, so he does the Bozo the Clown.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope I don't jerk off today.
Yeah.
But it's like that's like Tom Green style humor. Like, I guarantee you Tim Robinson was like influenced by stuff like Tom Green's show, like that aggressive sometimes
between
like, type
that and
of humor.
Eric Andre. That's
yeah. It's the Back to the Future thing where it's like, I guess you guys weren't ready for that one, but your kids are gonna love it, like that kind of thing. And I wonder if that plays into the sort of modern reevaluation of Freddy Got Fingered.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, we're Tim Robinson pilled, where we get it, and then you watch this and it's like, oh, this is like some great post-irony, neo-surrealism, Dadaist masterpiece. Because like if you look at the reviews on Letterboxd, it is like a complete like spectrum. It is not one way or the other. It is like straight across. Like, people give it 5 stars, people give it a half star.
Yeah. Yeah, I would I have like a couple notes basically just about that like it's like streets ahead in terms of just like this surrealist weird comedy. Said it's basically him just like shit posting for 90 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't even think you don't even have to go as recent as Tim Robinson or like Eric Andre. I seriously think if he was just like 5 years later with all of his stuff, he could have Tom Green show would have fit in perfectly on Adult Swim.
Oh, that's a very good point.
Like this is so late night Adult Swim comedy coded. Internet random internet humor coded.
Yes.
So, you know, me liking that stuff, I generally like enjoyed the humor in this. Like I definitely laughed like a lot in earnest at the movie. Much more than any like duddish qualities, like watching it like that was more just like I wasn't enjoying. I don't. It's so weird when you watch a movie like this where it's like there is so much like genuine enjoyment, and then because then like when it doesn't work or when the humor doesn't work, it's just like, well, it's just like I'm watching a normal movie that has some jokes that don't work. You know, like namely like I like the character and other stuff about her, but like the whole thing with just like Betty being just wanting to like suck his dick the whole time, and then like him like slapping her legs with the cane. but then it does it. They like do that like a couple times, like that scene with him hitting her legs. I'm like, sex stuff and sex jokes are always a riot at like comedies, I guess. And I don't know. I don't find that sort of stuff that funny. And then also there's definitely some casual like racist moments in this. Like again, the pregnancy scene with just like the like Native American ladies in there just starting to like chant.
Yeah, that was very strange. They just like have these little tambourine like drums and they just start as they're like getting covered in blood.
Yeah. Yeah.
It also has some of that early 2000s casual like I guess slurs for the differently abled and gay people. They don't say it a ton, but they are in there and mostly said by Rip Torn.
Yeah.
Which, sorry, it is funny coming from Rip Torn. Like you're not.
Oh yeah.
Like what he says to him and Harlan Williams when they're like nailing in the half pipe. It's just like, will you two shut up out there?
Yeah, I gotta. Sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
I was just gonna say I love Harlan Williams. He is so strange, and I haven't watched a lot of his podcast, but Nick Mullen went on Harlan Williams' podcast like last year, and Harlan Williams is like a Tom Green type character. Like his podcast is very like strange and sort of off the cuff, just yes and riffing, and he will go anywhere with you. And which like Nick was like a perfect guest for that because they both just sort of came up with all these sort of weird scenarios and weird jokes. And then apparently like Sam Hyde went on the show and got pissed off and like flipped a table and like broke some of their gear because he got like so mad because he just like didn't get the humor or like didn't like it. But yeah, Harlan Williams is great in this. I forgot about the part where he like busts open his leg on the nail on the on the half pipe.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like seeing Harlan Williams stuff. He's definitely Tom Green adjacent with his kind of weird humor. And then I was like just through this all, I was like, you gotta give props to Rip Torn. Like, he's, the Betty actress, she's got some weird stuff to do. I guess Harlan a little bit, but like, Rip Torn goes like just about as hard as Tom Green does in this movie, with just like how over the top he is, and like all the shit that he does. He goes and gets covered in cum at the end of the movie. That's like how basically the end for him. So yeah, I feel, and a lot didn't. I saw that there was like a ton of actors who turned down that role. Like he sent it to like a bunch of dudes, and they all turned it down because like they didn't like the script or whatever. It's like fair, but because of that, like even more like respect for Rip Torn for taking it on and delivering.
Yeah, IMDb says Jerry Stiller and Gene Wilder were offered the role.
Yeah, there's another one that has
Which, like,
I swear like 6 other guys mentioned that they went through, but yeah. I do like thinking of, I wonder what Gene Wilder would have been like in this.
Yeah, I think maybe he would have like channeled like Willy Wonka at the end of the Chocolate Factory, where he like yells at Charlie.
That's where my mind.
Maybe he would have been like that the whole time. Oh, yeah. Gary Shandling and Jeffrey Tambor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jeffrey Tambor would have been interesting because I guess George Bluth. I could kind of see it. But yeah, Rip Torn does such an over-the-top performance in this. Like, he does like some good physical comedy too. Like when they're in Pakistan and he's like running after him. Like Rip Torn was like probably what, in his mid-60s maybe during that movie. I don't know. He was like he wasn't young. I love the scene when he goes into the the bathroom when Gordy's taking a shower. And first off, he like, what does he do? He like turns off like the water pressure or something, so it's like cold water.
The heater.
And then and then he like goes to open the door, he jiggles the handle, it doesn't open, and then it just cuts to him kicking the door open. And then he like flushes the toilet. He's like, cold enough for you now? And then of course Tom Green is wearing like a full scuba diving suit.
Yeah.
And then like when he's like, oh, like, Dad, I was pretending that I was a scuba diver and I found buried treasure, and it's like the soap on a rope. But then like Rip Torn grabs him and like yanks him out of the shower. And like the glass door just explodes.
Yeah.
Like it's so like brutally violent when that happens.
Yeah.
And then of course the soap on the rope ends up in the toilet, so naturally Tom Green puts on his scuba diving mask and goes face first into the toilet to get it out.
Yeah.
It's like fully committing to like being gross out, disgusting, like in every conceivable way.
How singular Rip Torn is. Like, he absolutely hates Gordy, but then like there's a part like in the middle of the movie where Gordy lies and tells him that he got a job, and he on a dime is like, oh hell, you can. He's like, yeah, so can I have $50 to get a suit for a job interview? And he's like, oh, take 100, and why don't you take my car too, or something like that. Like he'll do anything for him. He'll give him the world now that he has a job. And then as soon as he finds out that he does it, he's back to like absolutely loathing him. And I love how like that's something that's like, it's got to be like an intentional like satire, like his character. But I like how it doesn't necessarily feel like he's just a parody character, but that is like his main thing is just that.
Yeah.
And then just where the movie just kind of goes like it's a very odd structure too, because he sells his cartoon, he gets the gig, the show, but then there's still like 20 minutes left in the movie. And then they go to Pakistan, and you're like, what? Okay, well, now we only have like 15 minutes. Because like he sells the cartoon, and I'm like, okay, there's 20 minutes left. What else do they need to do? Like, they finished, he's got the job, whatever. And then they're in Pakistan, and I feel the exact opposite. I'm like, they need more time. They need more time to wrap this up. But then it's basically just like a montage, and then they come back to the US. And I like that when they come back, they have like long hair and beards because they've been in captivity. And then it shows Freddy in the children's. He also has the same. Yeah. And then they come back home, and then the kid gets chopped up by the helicopter blades, which I heard that to avoid an NC-17 rating, they did an ADR add-in of the kid saying "I'm okay," but he originally wanted it to just end with him just dying. I'm like, damn it! I wish they just ended it that way. That's so much funnier.
Yeah. Well, especially because that kid throughout the entire movie is just getting his shit rocked constantly.
Yeah, so it's the payoff, right? He dies. Yeah, you know, that's like
like when Freddy Gordy like goes back home. I think this is when he comes back home from California. Mm-hmm. That kid is like, oh Gordy, you're back, boom, and he just like falls face first into the car.
That one got me good. That was a pretty good laugh for me.
There were like a handful of visual gags that made me laugh that I really appreciated, because like obviously there's like the raunchy, gross out, you know, insane Tom Green isms and like just that stuff. But the other stuff that made me laugh, like when he gets the job at like the sub shop and it says must have experience with cheese sandwiches.
Oh,
that got me pretty good.
Yeah.
Or like, did you catch what was on the TV at like the Children of Sexual Assault like group home?
That was the hands down biggest laugh of the whole movie for me. That they're watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, that was awesome.
You got fingered?
No. Okay?
It's okay. I know.
I also like laughed every time the movie would like play that really sentimental like string music. Like periodically it would like get really serious and like characters would have a heart to heart. Like it was such a whiplash in tone that it was like he would do something that would be like a relationship ending thing to either his mom or his dad or any family member, and then like they'll get close and like that sentimental music just swells in and it's like you're watching a completely different movie. Like that's the kind of stuff that makes me think that's like, okay, this isn't just like a dumb gross out movie. That there's a little bit of intent there. Like this is like a satire of like a lot of different things, and I think that's part of it.
Yeah I think I do think it is. Like I think I definitely think it's more, there's more thought put into it than, you know, a lot of the reviews when it first came out. I don't know if I necessarily agree that it's like, well, I mean, like, I personally don't think it's a masterpiece, just because, like I said, it does have some hallmark comedy bits of that time that I just don't think are funny. It's all the Tom Greenisms that I like that are funny, but then there's moments where it kind of feels just more like a normal comedy from that time that aren't as funny. But I definitely think it's more way more intelligent than a lot of the like critics did. So it's somewhere like in between, you know, for me. It's but I do think that there is like with the dad being so just straight on, like, get a job. You have a job, I like you. You don't, I hate you. And then like the family dynamic stuff, the relationship stuff with Betty, because that's another thing is like all this the shit that he says to her throughout the movie that's like no self-respecting person would like ever talk to this guy again, like if they were, you know, in a relationship or whatever. But she's just like, she is the nicest, most forgiving person ever. She never sees like any fault in anything he does not to her. He doesn't, it's not like he like abuses her when she doesn't ask for it.
Right.
But yeah, just his attitude and stuff. But it's just like she just like has blinders on for it or whatever. And in a way, like their relationship was kind of cute, I guess. Like it's always nice when you get like somebody who's so like insane in a movie like this, and yet they find someone else who's like also insane in a different way, and they work for each other.
Right. But then there's like I also like the moments where like Gordy becomes like the rational, clear-eyed thinking person.
Mm-hmm.
Like it when Rip Torn is like in the basement yelling at him, and he like pulls down his pants and he keeps like telling Freddy to fuck him, and he's just like like okay dad, okay, that whatever you say, like but that's like the other Tim Robinson character. It's like Tim Robinson has like two modes where he is like the insane, brash, outlandish, like screaming person, and then he's like the totally normal straight man who's like having insane shit happen to him. And it's like that's the mode that Tom Green's in for that one, where he's just like, yeah, okay, dad, all right, whatever. He's like, dad, I'm trying to do my animation. Like he like the one time he's like taking it seriously.
I've long kind of I know the Razzies are like mostly like it's just a joke, it's for fun anyways, but like they like to harp in on like a lot of, I don't know, in my opinion, being a connoisseur of shit movies, they just pick the most popular ones, which I guess the Oscars do too. It's not like they're actually getting the best of the best every year. They're just picking the popular bad movies. But anyways, I saw the Sausage song. I think it won for worst song. I was like, no, that's a great song. That's really funny. I love it. I remember that so clearly from the trailer. So when that scene came up, I was like, yes,
oh
yeah, it's good.
I'm being creative. Now, if you'll excuse me, I still have some work to do.
Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like some sausages? Daddy, would you like some sausage? Sausages, sausages.
The other iconic one that I still will like reference to myself and no one else will get is the Backwards Man song.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I actually really like Shaq's little cameo in this too. I thought that was funny.
I forgot that Shaq was in it.
I did all this for you. Nipples pierced. Can you do it like this? Huh? Can you do it like that?
United
Do
States
all of this.
does everything in its power to bring the Brodies home alive.
I wrote down a few lines. One of them that I don't know, maybe I won't say the whole thing. There were two lines that were actually from Betty that got me pretty good. I think her whole shtick of like slapping her legs because she can't feel anything got old after a little while. It reminded me of Mr. Deeds. I don't know which one came first, but that's like the bit in Mr. Deeds where his like his butler like had such bad like frostbite that he can't feel anything in his foot, and he
that's right.
Has Adam Sandler like hit it with the fireplace poker over and over again.
Yeah.
But one of her lines from after the dinner, she says, "Your dad called me a R-word slut whore."
Yeah.
And that one got me.
I saw it. Yeah, when he yells that at her, he says, "Yeah, you're an R-word slut whore," and she says, "I'm not an R-word," implying that she does agree that she's a slut whore.
Which like Rip Torn sees her and is immediately like, "Oh, are you a cripple?" So it's like, oh shit, damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the other one of her lines that got me was when after he gets the helicopter, and so it's like he gets his $1 million
gives her the jewels. He's like,
yeah,
it's the jewels.
It's just like a little handful of jewels, which she's never talked about at all.
Yeah.
He's just like, you're a girl, you like jewels, right?
Yeah.
But just like the way that she says this with like complete and total sincerity, and maybe like the overly like sentimental music is playing when she says it, but she says, "I don't care about jewels. I just want to suck your cock."
Yeah. Yeah. This, yeah. That's
Oh.
good. That's the best implementation of the sex jokes, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Because it's like said with 100% like seriousness and sentimentality. We didn't really talk about the cartoon executive played by what is it, Michael Anthony Hall? Anthony Michael Hall.
Anthony Michael Hall, yeah.
Yeah,
whose name is Dave Davidson, which is one of the supporting characters in Unrendered. That's Chase's. The chief is Dave Davidson.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so funny. But I loved the bit at the beginning when like Gordy gets into like the office and then it's like he basically ambushes him at the lunch that he's at. And when he's waiting for a taxi, he's like trying to explain his cartoon. He's like, oh, it's an X-ray cat, but he can only see through wood. He can't see through anything else, and blah, blah, blah. And what I forget what specifically he says to him, but he's like, there's like nothing here. This is terrible. And then he just like pulls a gun out of nowhere and puts it in his mouth. And he's just like, oh, I guess I should just blow my brains out, right? Like, and I'm like, that's very Tim Robinson. Just like he would immediately like jump to like sticking a gun in his mouth and he's like gonna blow his brains out in front of him. I think my note was just like valid crash out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like the scene with Anthony Michael Hall. He's not in it a whole lot, but that's good. And then yeah, you get the sell or the payoff later. I don't know, payoff or whatever, but when like Rip Torn shows up and kind of helps sell the show for him because he's
right,
because they love the character of the dad or whatever.
Yeah, he thought it was like an elaborate bit.
Yeah, he thought that like he hired him to do that or something like that. Oh yeah, this something I did totally forget regarding Tom Green was even though like seeing this again and being reminded that he was with Drew Barrymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why, but maybe because I like watched the show, so like there probably weren't like a ton of like celebrities I was like really aware of outside of, you know, like the people in Star Wars were the people in Star Wars, you know, that's
right.
Not Mark Hamill, it's just Luke Skywalker for me. But like because he had his own show that was him playing himself, I feel like maybe Tom Green was one of the earliest like celebrities that I paid attention to. So like I oddly like feel like I remember a lot about like just tabloidy like them being together, and they were only married for like 5 months or something. They were like together for a couple years, but then they got married in July of 2001, and then they divorced in December of 2001, I believe.
Oh my God,
was the timeline? Yeah. So around when this came out.
Oh yeah. No, when I was watching it, I was like saw Drew Barrymore. It's like, oh yeah, they were dating at the time, and I think it was like a thing that I knew, but I didn't piece it together for this movie. It's like, oh shit, yeah, that's right. Like, what a strange, like, you know, combination of people.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
My last note was at like the very last scene, when they're coming home and they get off the airplane. Did you stop and read any of the signs that people were holding up?
Do you mean like the fourth wall one?
One of them was like, when is this movie gonna end?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the one that I noticed that I really liked was one that just says, "You rock my brown hole." Is one of the
I didn't see that
it's
one. No.
That's one of the signs in the crowd.
No, I didn't see that one. That's good. This is just another random bit, but another bit that I remember really liking is just like the visual of it, like how it was like pulled off, because it's one of those where like it's not like that it looks real, it looks kind of fake, but that adds to the funny. But when he gets hit by the semi truck and his body skids like 100 yards or whatever. this movie is like a cartoon anyway, so it's not like it needed to make sense, but like I like that it, depending on how hard the semi actually hit him, that impact alone could have killed him, but like the fact that he had like the deer skin to like slide back on, it's like, oh yeah, he's protected, so he could have theoretically survived that.
Yeah.
And then he gets up and he's just like,
I wasn't expecting that to happen.
So here's the thing. I guess we need to figure out, do we want to amend this out of the dud cup?
True. I would say yes, because I honestly wouldn't know how to. I don't know what I would say.
Yeah.
Dud versus Spud, you know, and I think that's kind of the. I think that's the deciding thing where when I watch something, and because we'll watch some like dud or spuds where I might have like minor little like genuine enjoyment, not the ironic spud enjoyment.
Yeah.
But when it's like a majority of that and not the ironic spud stuff, then I'm like, well, then I think I just have to rate it as a regular movie. So that's my vote.
Yeah. I think I agree with you. So yeah, I'll just say pulling this out of the dud cup, which I guess seems kind of counterintuitive to March Badness, but hey, I don't know. I guess you get the dark horses in there. I think as a dud, it wouldn't really work. So like as a normal movie, damn, I don't know. Maybe I was gonna say maybe a 6 or a 7, but I didn't.
That's what I was going for. Yeah.
I think I'm right around in that area where like there are a few jokes that like don't necessarily land or get kind of dragged out unnecessarily long in some ways, where it's just like, okay, I get the joke. Primarily like the sex gags and like the hitting her legs with the bamboo stick, like that kind of like, nah, it gets old. Like I get the joke. But yeah, everything else, like I'm not gonna say it's like a, you know, post-ironic surrealist masterpiece. Like I ascribe all of these like, you know, like terms to it. But it is a movie that I think was like very misunderstood when it came out and is much funnier than people let it on to be. And like there was like a great quote from Roger Ebert, who I think like he referenced it again somewhere, and he was basically like, I very famously despised that movie, and then he says, I still think it's a bad movie, but also I've been thinking about it since I reviewed it. And so it's like, you got to give it, merit there.
Point. Yeah.
Whereas like, even though this movie sucks and I hate it, I haven't stopped thinking about it, and it still like occupies a piece of my mind. So, you kind of got to give it credit where it's due. And, I would imagine it's like very foundational for a lot of stuff that we do find funny, stuff like Eric Andre, stuff like Tim Robinson, like that whole like very like almost cringe, ironic, shock, gross out humor, like stuff like even like Tim and Eric or like Neil Hamburger, like all those things, YouTube poops.
Yeah.
So just for that stuff alone, yeah, I'm thinking like either a high 6 or just a normal 7. That's kind of where I'm sitting with it.
That's like exactly where I'm at. Because since I watched this a couple days ago, and when I initially did, I gave it a 3 star, so a 6. And then like a few hours later, I like went back. I was like, no, I'll bump that up to a 7. And then I like the next day, I was like, nah, it's a 6. And then I went back to a 7, and I think I'm back at a 6 now. So I'm literally like right in there. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So very, very high 6, low 7. Yeah, pretty much all the stuff that we already said. It's good. Yeah, I would say if like again if somebody finds him to be like the most annoying person ever in this movie, a la like what people say about Crush and Kaddish and Crime Wave, That's just like, oh, it's just them like making noises and screaming for the whole movie. It's like, I get that, and this movie is not unlike that, which I do think is a masterpiece. This is not quite that, but I think if you get that, yeah, if you like dumb shit posty like internet humor, I think you'll probably like this movie, or at least you won't think that it's, you know, the complete hogwash that it's kind of like known as, you know.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of good bits. It's pretty nasty, but it's pretty funny. I think it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it is. Okay, I saw a new movie. I saw the latest Gore Verbinski joint called Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. With Sam Rockwell, Juno Temple, Haley Lou Richardson, Michael Pena, Zazie Beetz, who I've been a fan of hers since Atlanta, so I'm always happy to see her in something. Yeah, it is a movie very much of the current moment. I don't know how much you know about this, or if you've seen a trailer for it or anything like that. But the premise is that Sam Rockwell is a time traveler. He's like wearing this like almost like a raincoat, and he's got like all these like gadgets and doodads and like tubes and buttons on his coat. And he has like a big beard. He looks like a homeless guy. And he shows up at this diner, and he's basically like, I'm from the future. The future sucks ass, and we need to stop it from happening. And basically he needs to assemble a team of people from this diner to like go with him to basically fight off, I don't know, I guess the most apt equivalent is like Skynet. It's like Terminator 2. Like we have to go back and we have to destroy like the AI machines. It is like very like anti-phone, anti-AI. And I think some people could take issue with it where it might be a little like, I don't know, a lot of the reviews that I saw on Letterboxd are people saying like, oh, Gore Verbinski is like in his old man yelling at cloud era. Because like it does have some it has a lot of moments of like Dax, or not, I keep saying Dax Shepard. It's Sam Rockwell. I get those two guys confused for each other. I don't know why. I think maybe they both play like similar kind of characters in like a handful of like dumb stoner movies, maybe. There's a good amount of scenes of Sam Rockwell just kind of like talking about how people aren't talking to each other anymore. People are like addicted to like algorithms and screens, and like there's a lot of scenes of like people in public, and it's just like no one even notices Sam Rockwell because everyone is like at the diner, like, oh, it's like it's like, but it's like if you
costume on,
yeah, but it's like, it's like, I don't know, you can go to restaurants. I've seen this. You go to restaurants or you go to any public place, and there'll be couples sitting around together for like date nights, and they're literally both just like, there's like drinks and like appetizers in front of them, and they're just like both scrolling. And so maybe a few years ago, I would have been like, you know, maybe this is a little on the nose. Maybe this is a little, it's a little, you know, I get it. Like you're a boomer and you don't like phones. But now I'm like, let your anti-AI, anti-phone nuts hang, king. Like I'm totally on board with like making fun of that shit and pointing out how it's ruining people's lives, because it is. And AI is making everything bad and shitty. And so it's like, you know what? If there's like a a big, you know, modern director who's gonna like make that point that a lot of people might see the movie, like go for it. I'm totally into that. And outside of that stuff, the first like hour to like hour and a half is like really, really funny and like good satire. I thought it was really great. Like cool. It's really interesting because it's kind of framed sort of similarly to like Magnolia, but like Weapons. Oh, so okay. you start out with Sam Rockwell at the diner, and you kind of meet your cast of characters. But then like as they progress out of the diner to like where they need to go, you see what Michael Pena and Zazie Beetz were doing the day before. Okay. And then it cuts to what Haley Lou Richardson was doing. And then it kind of does that thing where like it's not exactly like Weapons or Magnolia where like all of their lives intersect and you kind of see an overlap, but it kind of does that thing where like you get all of their like backgrounds and like sort of like side stories. Like Juno Temple. Ugh, dude, I don't know how much you want me to like tell you about like plot details. Like I'll try to keep it spoiler free. But there's just like it's just a good satire on like how normalized things have become. Like there's a bit where it's just like I don't know, they make jokes about school shootings in a way that I think is like really clever and funny. Like they broach really like dark subject matter, but they do it in this way that feels very like timely. I don't know. I'm trying to keep it as spoiler free as possible, but like there's some really good humor to it. I don't know. Cool. And then the part that I don't know if you saw my Letterboxd review of it, but the only thing that really sort of like dragged it down for me was I think it suffers a little bit from Everything Everywhere All at Once syndrome, where like the back half of the movie kind of gets dragged down with like some like sentimental, overly maudlin kind of drama stuff where it's like, oh, this is like trying to like tug at the heartstrings, and this is like your let's get serious now for a minute, kids kind of moment, where like if similarly to how I feel with Everything Everywhere All at Once, if the rest of the movie had kept that tone from the beginning, like the really like kind of whip smart satire, really clever jokes, like really like just shocking humor, I would have been like, this is like 4 stars, maybe 4.5. But it does feel a little bit overly long. And like that stuff at the end, I think like the really sentimental, dramatic stuff just sort of overstays its welcome a little bit. Like I think you could have kept it in there, but the amount of time that it spends on that, I think, is a little too much. Like I don't know, keep it satirical, keep it funny, keep it light. Like you can still have like your message, but I liked it the most when it was like very sarcastic and funny. So I don't know. I like Gore Verbinski as a director. I think he does a lot of like really, really interesting stuff, like the Pirates trilogy, Rango. Damn, he did the Mouse Hunt.
Fucking love Mouse Hunt.
I haven't seen The Weatherman, but now that I know it's him, I am kind of interested in seeing that. I did pick up a copy of A Cure for Wellness. I haven't seen that yet, but I'm interested in that one.
It's all right. I remember seeing that one. I kind of liked it. Yeah, he's one I was gonna say that this was like a lesser send help for me, because like he's not nearly as like, especially not like the personal attachment of Sam Raimi, but he's another guy who's like made some fucking bangers, like multiple bangers, and I think this is his first movie since A Cure for Wellness, which is like 2016 or something like that. So fucking Jesus, 10 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely want to see it. I'm sure there'll be stuff to enjoy, and it seems like most people are at least like, you know, it doesn't suck, you know. It seems like most of the reviews I'm seeing are like pretty good, so that's good to hear. Yeah, there's actually a shitload of just like directors that are either like coming back or like I'm saying coming back, like, you know, Sam Raimi, like it'd been a while. Gore Verbinski, it's been a while. Not quite as long, but Fincher's got the Cliff Booth movies coming out this year. Danny Boyle's got a new one, which I guess he had one last year too. But there's a ton of big directors that I like that got stuff coming out this year. So I'm excited for just stuff in general.
Yeah.
No. Robert Eggers got a new one. Yeah, he's doing a werewolf one.
Is the Odyssey coming out this year?
Yep. Odyssey is this year, yep. Lance Oppenheim, the active killing guy's got something coming out this year.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. M. Night.
All we need is a new Ari Aster joint.
Yeah, he's the one that's like missing pretty much. Yeah. I guess he had one last year too, but yeah.
Yeah,
there's a buttload of stuff. We got one more to wrap out March Badness. And I said I was gonna kind of let the previous picks kind of take me. So I called out to the gods of karmatic adjustment. I beseech Themis with her scales of justice. And I gotta tell you, we've been eating too good this month. So we did have Bye Bye Man, but it wasn't that bad. So, and then we had two pretty good movies. So I called out, and she was holding the scales, and it tipped the balance in favor of Pain. And she spoke just one word to me. Sham wow. So we're going to be doing from 1999, directed by Vince Offer, the underground comedy movie.
No,
because that's what we have wrought upon ourselves. But just like looking at our picks, and then like I looked at last year's Dud Month, and I'm just like, it would feel wrong if when we pick it, it's just good ones. I'm like, we have to balance the scales. So I picked just about one of the worst ones I could think of. Yeah, so I didn't watch anything, but I did just kind of skim through it just to make sure I was like watching the right thing. And it seems like it's like inappropriate comedy, but just Vince Offer plays like the main character in like every skit. That's like the main difference. So,
oh, good. Bobby Lee is in it. That's a good mark of quality.
Mm-hmm. So watch the underground comedy movie. Don't watch the underground comedy movie before the next episode if you don't want to be spoiled for it. These episodes come out on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. EST on YouTube in video form, as well as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more in audio form. We also have social pages on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And also in a way, well, I mean, you can comment on the Spotify episodes. I don't know. That's not really like a social thing, but you know, you can still do that.
Yeah.
And with all that said, I wish I'd have prepped for this, but I can walk backwards fast as you can. I'm the backwards man. And I'm TJ, and with me as always.
Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like some sausage? And I'm Nick.
And I think the only way to I can't. I was gonna say the only way to end the episode now is just to scream, just blow out the speakers. Just,